Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have an Emerald Lillia versus an Emerald Hecarim battle of the six-legged beings and the movement speed, I don't want to say abusers, but you know what I mean, right? So we have obviously the Ornn giving a cheeky pillar to the Lillia after a weird level 1, nothing really happened, and the Jax leashing the Hecarim. So, both of these junglers are going to want to accomplish the same thing. Sequencing down, trying to impact bottom lane, get themselves a scuttle guaranteed before or after, and hoping their bottom lane can run away with a lead, although in this case we have the Mumu and the Xayah killing the Senna, obviously an easy lane to abuse. I do recommend you try to get down there as soon as you can if you're a jungler. Now, from the Lillia's perspective, this is good because Varus has placed his ward. Alright, he's got a little bit of disadvantage of the Orianna. Now, while we don't like full clearing junglers coin flipping by cutting off their clears, okay, I'm gonna get to that in a second. If you see the Varus step up in any way, that was a little too far back here. There you go. See this? As a Hecarim, you should be watching this. You watch the Varus, you're F-keying around because, look, you don't need to F-key here. Nothing's happening. You could F-key here to look at some of the spells, and you can obviously F-key here. You can see the guy steps up, looks like he places a ward here, and so basically, you know, okay, look, he's warded on the bottom side. I don't want to compromise myself too much, but I know I'm at least as fast or faster than a Lillia, so maybe I want to cut in and just burn his flash off. If he wants to wildly push versus an Orianna and ward my Raptors, I just won't give him what he thinks is going to happen. And I think when people talk about, you know, not cutting out your full clear tempo, that there's a lot of credence to that, but it's also not the right mentality, right? I've done clears where I've gone red Krugs around the outside, skipped my Raptors to the blue Gromp Wolves into the Raptors into this scuttle, slowed myself down by 20 seconds. Why? Because the enemy mid, had warded my Raptors. The enemy jungler was a Nidalee. So I knew if I showed on this that I'm gonna die as soon as I do my blue. So what I do is I mislead them by not showing up on the ward on the Raptors, making them think, where'd the Xayah go? And then I take this first so that if they invade me, I have vision, or at least I've already taken it, and I'm already falling back this direction. So it's good to adapt your pathing based upon what live events occur, but don't compromise your tempo, right? Don't do a stupid gank. In this case, this is a very, very free game because you're Hecarim. You can just ghost into a E-charge, killing the Varus before anything happens. And a pre-6 gank, or any gank on a Varus burning his flash, this is the good stuff. If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's converting junglers to gold, to emerald, to diamond, to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to virkayu.gg. Now we've done exactly what's expected. We're going down to the red, into the Krugs. The Lillia goes back to base to get boots. Horrific. Stupid. Don't do it. You should never be this bad at your clearing that you have to go back to base after Krugs. You're ideally looking to gank this with their solo Raptor start, and if you don't want that, then don't do the random stuff that lets you start in that position. Now here, if the Lillia was just doing regular stuff, regular clears, she could have cut down to impact this. Why? Because we know that the Hecarim should leave his red and gank this. Let's see if he does. Okay, so I understand that the Xayah died, but the Hecarim showed no interest in potentially collapsing in on this. Like, when do they start trading here? Like, you finish off your Raptors, okay, I know you want the red, but you look at this, you know Lillia should be sequencing down in this direction as well. Can I get ahead of her? This is what tempo means. It means to do things ahead of the enemy jungler before they can do them, to stop them doing what they want to do, and making them go, great, now what do I do? Do the deed. And yes, full clearing is the way, but if you are full clearing and missing potential flash, burns, kill, snacks, same goes for Lillia, then it's, you know, then you're just watching the game happen to you. And Emerald, this happens way too much. And you know what? I know this, I coach a lot of Emerald. Junglers do not react to these things, but laners also just don't react whatsoever. See, this would be a kill for the Hecarim right now. The Mumu would be dead right now. His flash is burned as well. The Lillia's going, oh great, my bottom lane are inting. And now you can't walk into his jungle and kill him. And obviously this is matchup dependent, right? To a large degree, this is matchup dependent. Against certain junglers, you don't want to do this as a Hecarim or anybody because you know, what's the plan here, dear? I mean, okay, cool, but it's just not worth it. And yeah, Yes. To those of you watching this who are not Emerald, yes, this happens in Emerald. Do not glorify it. Do not put it on a pedestal. Understand that there are mechanical gods and decent decision makers, but there's a lot of variance in both of those things and a lot of bad decision making. Now, Lillia should know that the Hecarim's going to take this one and cross this one, because he shows up here with 24 CS, he gets a kill, he takes this as 28, we know he's going to shatter the mid lane prior and take this one, and obviously this is diveable. Let's watch the wave and see how things go. Gankable, keep an eye on this. Otherwise, the idea for the Hecarim is, hey, I know the Lillia most likely started on the Raptors, therefore at 3:55-ish, 4 minutes because she's slow, this will be up. So I can take the top scuttle, and then take this, and then take this. So the Lillia's death is catastrophic. Let's see if the Hecarim does, well, he showed, does what I expect him to do. The Lillia should be thinking, Hecarim is going to do the top scuttle and then take my Raptors. And then he's going to take my Krugs. So I'm going to do my Wolves, which are level 1, and my Grump, which is level 1, and lose a level 4 and level 4 Raptor and level 4 Krug. Is not good. And of course, the Hecarim can then stay out even longer and fall back to his level 4 and level 4. Looks like he's going to go for this one, though. As I said, it might be a thing we can actually go for. Jax goes in a little too soon. Hecarim's not taking stuff. One's going to go unstoppable, and that should be a return kill. Juicy fresh. Terrible execution. This is more coin flip to me than just ganking the Varus up to a 3 camper, because if a guy's gotten challenges since Season 6, Season 7 on Hecarim, made a video about him on the gameplay channel, and you're seeing the guy do one quadrant into a mid lane gank frequently, and he's challenging with it, because no one expects it, and he still controls his camps afterwards, it's something you can do. The tempo control is on you, though. If you lose all tempo from this play, like, it's because your assessment is bad, your mechanics are off, your decision-making is not so sweet. But the Lillia now gets a free pass. And again, stupid pathing, though. She goes Wolves, Grump, then up. Grump, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs. Juicy sequence, alright? Now we know that the Hecarim dies. He's going to come out of base, 99% with a huge buy of Ionian Boots, probably some sort of Dirk, maybe. In this case, he goes for the Mana Crystal. You don't need this, guys. Just Shojin, Dirk, Shojin, a Ghostblade. Like, just do this. You don't need Mana Moon at all anymore. You can build it, it's still going to work, but you don't need it. Now, where's Hecarim going to go when he comes out of base? To the Grump, right? Because these camps wouldn't have yet spawned, alright? You're looking at a 5-minute-ish spawn on the Raptors. You're looking at a 5:30 to 45-ish. Again, depending on the champions, depending what happens, you're always got to give a range. So he has to come to the top side, right? So Lillia decides in her infinite wisdom to sequence fully to the top side. Will not get spotted by that ward that just dies, unfortunately, but the Hecarim is just coming out of base. Like, he respawns, he comes out. Use your brain a little bit. Hit this. Hit this. Why are we not hitting this? Hit this. See. Observe, because the guy's going to respawn in 8 seconds and be back in the map in a jiffy, because he's Hecarim. He just has to press E to get to the Grump. Like, the regular timers, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, don't apply. So the guy's literally already done the Grump. Now you have no idea he's on the Wolves. What would you do if you knew he was on the Wolves? Would you fight him? Would you fight a guy with Ionian Boots? No, I wouldn't. So the Lillia's terrible, terrible first route has been compromised and gives credence to the Hecarims of the world that it's okay just to AFK farm full clear first rotation without doing anything interesting, because all you need is the enemy to do something stupid. And to a degree that is true. I also full clear almost every single time, right? I get it, but I adapt my full clear based upon what I'm facing, what the laner prior is. That was a nice gank. That was well done by both of them. And so I can avoid invades and set myself up for counter ganks. Like, that's more the mentality, right? It's not to stay off of the map. But, yes, if this is not of interest to you, if you think this is categorically over and you cannot rotate to it, do your full clear. 100%, that's the default. I'm telling you not to. I'm telling you just to keep your eyes open for possibilities. And in Lillia's case, don't do something stupid like base after your quadrant. Just loop back and stay out, full clear, match this, counter gank this, be present for this. 100%. Because you're looking, at this point, to full clear, control your cams. If you can't take the scuttle crab, you go back to base, yeah, and then you go top side, you take the scuttle crab while Hecarim's on the bottom side. Try and impact top lane before Hecarim. Try and impact mid lane before Hecarim, right? So, the Lillia, really just terrible, terrible, terrible. Down a lot of CS. The Hecarim now is going for this coin flip dragon, and I call it coin flip dragon because, well, it's not actually coin flip, but I don't like doing this necessarily in this situation because I think it's forced. If I really have nothing else to do in these scenarios at 6:30, I feel like something's off. You know, because look, your bottom lane does a good job here. You want to shove this out. Now, you look at their gold amount. 1158, okay? Varus currently has Prio, alright? Orianna is dead. So Varus could easily rotate over. Lillia could easily come on down. You don't necessarily know her exact levels at this stage. She should be 6. Or close to 6, much like you should be. But you don't exactly know when she's going to be coming out of the jungle. Xayah is also still in lane. So technically there's a 3v3 going. And Amumu's going to be running straight out of base to the scenario as fast as possible. So if a fight develops here, are you comfortable taking that fight? Question mark. The main thing is because your bottom lane have not reset. Now, unfortunately, for my point, no one in the red team is thinking whatsoever about this advantage, and Orianna has arrived back into lane. So it's not coin flip in the sense that it's 50-50. It's just, hey, can we take this quickly? And my bottom lane, can they go back to base and spend? Or are they now going to be compromised and perhaps killed because they haven't gold reset, whereas the Xayah has, sorry, not the Xayah, the Amumu has, and yeah, there you go. There you go. One more. There you go. And heal is used. 6 is used. Alt is used. Drowsy is used. Asleep is... And this is the nature of the coin flip. Now, they don't go back to base when they should have, because you help them shove, take a plate, everybody goes bye-bye. You go topside, you control the RNG Scuttle, her red, her Raptors, her Krugs, the Herald. You give up the potential for this dragon to take all of the top side as Hecarim. Lillia's case here is she sequences down and ganks us because now after doing the dragon, they stay, all right, 1800 in pocket on that Kai'Sa. That's a huge amount. Why are you giving this up for a dragon? And that's where I don't like these things. So if you gank your bottom lane and they haven't reset in a while and they have a huge lead and the ADC staying out, the ADC obviously here, she could very easily go back to base as well and kind of take her hands off the wheel a little bit. But she knows that the Lillia is coming, and this Dragon Force, do it yourself. Do it yourself. If you want to really go for it as a Mundo or as a whatever champion that can do this quickly, Warwick, go for it. You don't anticipate the contest, but the ward is there just in case the Varus sags on down. And now, you know, guide your bottom lane back to lane, help them push it up. But now it's silly, right? It's silly because you should already be on their way here galloping. And if they stay out for whatever reason, when they should be basing, and Lillia shows up in this particular case, both, man, you control the game. So the Lillia gets a freebie. Obviously, her ult is used, and she's 3-1 now. But I don't see why you would force your bottom lane to do this in this situation. It costs them way too much. And now Lillia obviously will respawn and be topside with you. So now it's basically a case of, you know, who has Prio, who wants to fight the Herald, who's going where and when. And that's what you're seeing here. Orianna does kill the Varus. She shows up. And remember, okay, they finally hit some skill shots. And in the meantime, that was really quick, actually. So the Orianna kills the Varus. She's going to go ahead and kill this. Mumu collapses, right? Sad B. The Ornn is now pushing in the Jax a little bit, but obviously the Hecarim's going to be topside. So he's going to trade and not think about jungle pathing. Doesn't bother to properly ward. Instead, just goes for this kill, and instead of asking, hey, why is the Jax doing this? Oh, if he hits it, he gets a kill. Maybe he gets it anyway. Yes, he does. Brittle proc. So, well played by the Ornn-ish. And now we know where the Hecarim is, so she's going to go down, which of course the Hecarim saw, so he could go straight for this. Right? Missing another Herald opportunity. Tempo, timing, order of events. Crucial in Emerald if you want Diamond. Gotta think differently. And so in the meantime, while that was happening, the Lillia has now translated this gank right into a Raptors, Red, Krugs, Steel, and the Hecarim just isn't tracking this into basically saying, oh, why is chat active again? Basically saying, hey, could we not just perhaps take all of this away? And the alternative school of thought is basically, well, no, I don't want to do those things. I want to see if she's down here. But here's the thing. The Lillia didn't leave vision. The Lillia made it very obvious exactly what she's doing. The Hecarim clearly did not think about cutting her off, so the alternative option is, this is going to be free for me anyway. The dragon's already under my control. I don't want to give the Lillia a free pass at my jungle camps, and I wish to deny her that access. And if you do that, you also open up the ability to defend your bottom lane from being ganked by the Lillia. So the fact that he shows up here and finds her here, and everyone's going to collapse on the Lillia here, I really think speaks to both junglers' inadequacy, because Hecarim, yes, you can deny this and then maybe go back to base and take the Herald anyway, take her blue side, really not worry too much about it, right? But we can also just say, well, I'm going to take everything myself. And then, maybe I can correct and get the Jax fed. Maybe I can just dive and kill the Varus. A lot of possibilities, right? The Lillia is one that's definitely more committing the crime here because she ganks this and goes down to take this instead of thinking about all of this. Right? So it's basically a question of what are you trying to accomplish in game? How are you getting your econ? How are you getting the objectives done? Which lanes are you ganking? And how on earth do you deny the enemy jungler doing those exact things? Now, Hecarim just goes straight to this right now. He knows, okay, look, this is free. I got no camps down here whatsoever. Let me go ahead and then take the Herald, which is fine. It's fair play. Also could have just translated to a blue side steal, right? Once you've killed the Lillia here, you do this, right? Do this. Yeah, sure, you could go back to base, 1200 gold, but I know Lillia is dead. Bottom lane are now pushed in. Varus just go back to lane. Go ahead and take this. Obviously, there's risk being seen. Maybe you have no idea what the vision control... Oh, control would. No risk. Okay, cool. But obviously, you got to pay attention to the bottom lane, and I think here I understand what makes someone nervous. You see here the Lillia is now pinging my blue buff. He's taking it. I think he's taking my blue buff. But are the laners even respecting this? No, because she's not really helped anybody. So I like the Herald play. I do like having the Herald already when I kill the Lillia here, so it's very obvious that I want to take this. I can also just punch the Herald here and then force a defense while I take this. I don't like having to decide, do I take their bottom side quadrant counter jungle, or do I do a massive objective I already should have? And that's kind of where I'm going with this, so. Regardless, we do get it. Right? We all get it. Why the Hecarim decides to go back and go to the Herald instead. Senna has decided to not pay attention, and Kai'Sa's gone way too deep, and Lillia is just like, well, I'm doing my blue, I better show up here. Again, the coin flip, we don't know where the Lillia was going to be. Is she going to be on the red side, on the blue? This we don't know. So she is getting rewarded for it. And again, the Hecarim, my guy, my friend, my buddy, my boy. Finish. Finish. Cool. All right. Here's the Orianna. Replenish your mana if you want. Go investigate. Go have a look here. Do we have a Scry's Bloom we can hit? Yes, we do. Do we have a Control Wood? No, we don't. But I want to see where she is. I want to figure things out. I want to be strong enough in the game at 10 minutes where I can afford myself time to go and see what they're up to. Is Lillia in her jungle? Can I fight her and kill her? Can I take her camps if she's not here? Because if she's not here, then she's definitely down here, so I can ping the bottom lane off. You see what? Forward thinking. Forward thinking. There's too much of this, hey, cool, and now backwards thinking. And the Lillia does gank and go forwards thinking, but she goes forwards in the wrong direction. Off the edge of a cliff. Gotta space it. Now we see the Lillia, you see the Grump spawning, we'll wait for the Grump to spawn. Even if you don't know where the Lillia was and you didn't want to face check it, you see your bottom lane, don't finish the Grump pathing, turn around, boof, da da boof, da da boof, da da, hello, and drop the Herald here. Try and get some cash money in the Jax and kill the Ornn if you can, but you cannot. This is a Chad beast. So can we go ahead and kill the Varus? Because the Varus has no flash. Because if we're paying attention to the Varus and all the spacing, we know that this is gankable lane. And I think we're just missing these things. Counter jungling and a gank and a Herald drop. Get the Orianna fed. Jax again dies to the Ornn. There we go. There we go. Hecarim Gaming doesn't even have Shojin yet. What build is he actually going? Getting Trinity Force? He is doing what I said though, at least. But now we know Lillia's going to come to the top side. It's not always about what you think in the moment, it's about what's going to happen in 2 minutes. That's why we take the camps first, then we gank and drop the Herald, and then we go back to our own camps, and the Lillia has nothing to do. Nice done by the Jax. Sweet spot, bonk damage from the W. Keeps us spacing, nicely done, 8-3-1. So, solid turnaround for kills from the Lillia, yet I've been flaming her the whole game. And basically, the reason is, as you would have realized, the Hecarim has not punished her thusly. He has not punished her in the way that she should have been punished, and that's a crime as well. So when you're Emerald stuck, or you're trying to get to Diamond and learn how to get to Diamond, it goes for both junglers. You have to make sure your game plan is good. You also have to make sure that you're not giving away freebies, and you also have to make sure that your game plan is fundamentally sound, because when it is, and you make good decisions, a lot of people in Emerald will just flounder and not be able to handle you. Do we hit this? Yes, we do. Yes, we have ult. We should get the proc damage at the end of it, but it won't be enough, so we'll just go for sweet spot. Kite downward here. Hecarim's on the bottom side. We see the TB being committed by the Varus, and obviously the Kai'Sa is pushed in. We don't have a Herald, but can we push this in? Varus' bottom lane? Push this sucker in right now. we can do that as well. We can also rotate to this fight and kill the Hecarim if we want to. So you got two choices. Both are solid. I like both, but Hecarim's just going to run away when he sees you. Oh, or he's going to do that. Kai'Sa goes in. They kill each other. Yeah. Now we can do Dragon. This is okay. Still would have pushed us in, but that's because I'm a greedy son of a bitch for plate gold and CS. And me rotating here is like, oh, you know, it's a Hecarim. He's going to run away. Why bother? Might as well just take some plates, shove and deny. I'll feel good. Oh, Hecarim got kills and got out. Okay, I'll take the blue and the grump. Maybe I can gank for the Ornn because he's super winning and we can take some more plates. You know, I don't mind giving up a dragon for all of that, but also I don't think you would be giving up a dragon at all because Hecarim might think you're coming down for the dragon, but you were doing what I just said, so. Okay, so all of that being said, solid game overall, in terms of, you know, if you were looking for something educational. We now go on the full sequencing here, which is pretty standard stuff at this point, and 14 minutes, no objectives up, do a full sequence, control your camps as best you can. Hecarim's going to try and catch up there. He is down a little bit of CS, but he should catch up his lead here. See? Look at this. Should never happen. Should never be that bad at sequencing as a Hecarim that you're forced to go back for camps, but again, it is what it is. Scuttle Crab is available on the bottom side. We will take this one. Nothing's happening. Varus is the one roaming. Now Lillia is going to show up on the Orianna here. Obviously, we do have sleep, but we don't really need it. Ornn roams down. TP is committed by the Jax. This is why it's so important to do what the Lillia just did. Full sequence. Don't waste your time with anything unnecessary. And then look for a good play when all your camps are down. And again, gold amount. 6.2 on the Hecarim, 7.7 on the Lillia. Q-Flash combo for sleep is so important when you play this champion. Your tick damage is huge. Oh, we did need that one. We did need that one. And we have Triumph. I feel like if we kill, maybe we can survive the Kai'Sa Q, but she is juiced beyond belief. 10-3-2. Again, as always and again, if the Lillia had a normal early clear, maybe she could have stopped the Hecarim impacting that lane at all. Level 3. It all comes home to roost. Every chicken, every bad egg play you lay will hatch into disappointment. So, think about that. Right. They all do this again for some time. Nothing else happens. We go counter jungling into the Gromp. You can see on the timeline here, Jax collapses in on us. He's level 11. We're level 11. So when top laners are saying it's a weak roll, it's a weak roll because you're bad. This Ornn is good. Ornn misses his E, unfortunately. We were able to kite out and still die to the Orianna. Unfortunately, Varus not turning onto the Orianna. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack. Chucks the rain. Chocolate rain, purple rain, gold rain. Waiting to spew some piercing arrow. And then Hecarim has gone down to the bottom side. Orianna is without ult at this point. So, how does this game play out? I'm very curious because both junglers suboptimal. Why aren't we just going to kill the Varus? Like, he has flash and stuff, but like, if you can't run at and kill the Varus as an Orianna Hecarim at this stage of the game, what have you been doing? Which is why I was so interested in burning the flash and stuff. And you gotta fit Kai'Sa. Can we do something? Full clearing is great, but there's a dragon coming up. And Lillia is dead. Or just walk at the Amumu with ult. I mean, it's okay, it works in the end, but like, you just walked at him. Never understand that. Angle of approach is huge. Now he's in the river. Ornn is down here as well. Chucks this. And that's a dead guy. Woo! Divine Sundra with a mana crystal. I'm angry that I have to look at this shit item. Stop building this item. It's fine. Overall, at a certain level, it can be good. It's just way less highs, way higher lows. But there's no reason to build it when you're trying to climb to diamond. You got to control your games, right? Yes, Challenger Hecarim players will still build this item occasionally, still use it, but they still use Shojin as a core component. They don't use this stuff, right? Go Shojin, my friends. And I do honestly think lethality is the best way to play, but I do understand that there's a downside to that play style. You have to understand how to play as an assassin, and you can't just go in and sustain forever, which means Divine Sundra is a great one to go. So in this case, it's fine, but I still think the Shojin Rush should be your default. Did we just all walk into an Orianna ultimate for zero reason? I just wanted to check to make sure that that's what was happening, because it looks like that was what's happening. So, mechanics. Ornn shows up. Xayah's bottom lane. So why are we taking a fight here with no Varus, no Xayah, and a low HP Lillia? I mean, I know Ornn's strong, but seems a little ridiculous. Get chased out of a jungle. Up 2 levels. I'll give her credit, we're up 2 levels. But I think that says that says more about the Hecarim than it does about anybody else. We lose the turret. Looks like it's a pretty weird ending of the game though. Like we take the Raptors, Kai'Sa's just so fed. No one's playing as a unit. And when this happens, it's largely because you're not putting yourself in the right position to make the right plays. You're not putting yourself in the position to peel, engage, distort, counter jungle, take objectives with your team. Did we just flash in? Did we just try Q flash and kill this Kai'Sa without knowing what anybody else is? Peak Emerald throw. Peak Emerald throw, Bambi. Herald also goes over to the the blue team, which you get to drop. Right, Varus is going to take that turret, and again, nothing happens for a while. No cohesion in this mid game. Equal game, but no one really knows what to do, and everyone's just trying to do things by themselves. And Kai'Sa and Senna are so fed, why are we even here? Varus is bot, Zai's mid lane, Ornn's top side, why are we chilling here, right? There's camps to be taken. She's just sitting, trying to make things happen, versus pathing in a way that allows things to happen. She's trying to force something, versus letting it come to her, because she has a great comp for that kind of disengage. And she has a lead, so she just needs to keep herself strong. Multiple terrible fights in a row. That's why we have the mid-game guide linked below, if you want to understand how to play the mid-game like a champion. Red Kai'Sa, though. It is tough. Jax follow. Goes ahead and takes these kills. Kai'Sa goes bottom lane. Kills Varus. Don't like that build for feel on Kai'Sa, but it is good when played properly and in the right situations. But what do you do as Lillia now? And for me, that's never the question. If you had a 2-level lead up for the enemy jungler, but your gold lead wasn't as big as it should have been, and I think that's also a big thing. We could have a lot more gold. We have 11,000, most on our team, but we could have more. We could have more. Think about that. These games, which are tough to carry, become carryable, and I think she just slowed down on the pressure. It's really strange. Died here, and then she just kind of sat around, farmed a little bit, sat around, looked for stuff. Like, it wasn't really an active thing. Now, again, 170, Hecarim's up on CS. We're not sequencing properly. Don't have control of our jungle. Just face checks. Zero caution. Okay, look, guys, it's a Chemtech map. If you don't know, go hit this. This map gives you the outs. There's no reason for you to die face checking on a Chemtech map. Ever. Go hit the vision, see everything. Now you're dead. You're out of the game again. What's it, 3-4 times? We've just died? Having 10 kills is great, but if you have 8 deaths all of a sudden, and your team is 5, 6, 3, 5, like no one else is even close to 8 deaths. So you're just inting. Your positioning's too bad. Tragic. Because it was looking pretty good with the Ornn and the Lillia. It was looking solid. Varus too. But they just started standing around teamfight. Like, that, literally, that's it. They don't get another kill. They don't get another kill until here. Like, they literally just lose slowly. No one's ever in a position to do anything. Really tragic way to lose the game. Get some kills here. Honestly. What a game was like this, and then just nothing. Nothing. Just people stopped playing. They just sat around dying. Keep your head active. Alright, guys. Virkayu GG. Otherwise, see you all in the next one.